Judge Eileen Cannon, the judge that Trump appointed that is overseeing the documents trial in South Florida, has now found herself in the same position as the other judges and prosecutors and politicians that are launching investigations, because she has now found herself on the receiving end of countless threats of violence, some of which have actually been turned over to US Marshals because they were rather serious threats. So here's what's happening. Before Judge Cannon was assigned this case, we had all these other judges and, of course, the prosecutors themselves, some of them in elected positions, that's why I said politicians, others in appointed positions. But either way, all of these folks have been on the receiving end of death threats from Trump supporters for months. We've talked about it as those have come out. We've talked about the fact that Trump himself has even gone after the families of some of these judges, prompting his supporters to start going after them online, sending threatening letters, all of the horrible, disgusting behavior that has become all too common with Trump's supporters. And now, unfortunately, we're starting to see the same thing happen with Judge Cannon. And obviously, because Cannon is a Trump-appointed judge who is doing everything she can to skew the trial in Trump's favor, the attacks that she is getting are, in fact, coming from the left. Let me read a couple of these that have gone to Judge Cannon. One message she received said, "You are under scrutiny. You are being watched." Innocuous enough. Another, a positive comment towards her, said, "Cannon needs to remember the Second Amendment." So there's a Trump supporter saying, hey, just remember you get Second Amendment if you need to, I guess, handle any of the people on the left. So that actually kind of a threat of violence, but not against Judge Cannon, but it's telling Judge Cannon she should use violence against the other people. Another one said, someone needs to post her address and she be gotten judge not. Someone needs to post her address. Now listen, I have spent plenty of time sitting in this chair right here talking about how dangerous it is to have Judge Cannon overseeing this case for Donald Trump. I've talked about the fact that going all the way back to last year, she would hand down rulings that definitely benefited Donald Trump, no doubt about it. I've never once attempted to dox her. I've never mentioned her other family members. I've never encouraged anyone else to ever do that, nor would I ever. Even if Judge Cannon showed up into court wearing a MAGA hat, I wouldn't encourage anyone to say anything horrible about her or to threaten her. This behavior was beyond unacceptable earlier this year when it was only directed from Trump supporters to those so-called liberal judges and prosecutors. And it's equally as unacceptable now when it's coming from the left directed at a conservative judge, or a judge that certainly has some conservative leanings. It doesn't matter which side it originates from, it's not okay. And it is exceptionally disappointing to see this happening from the left. You know, we're used to it on the other side. I talk about it nearly every day. The hate, the vitriol, the calls for violence. It's sickening. We need to be above that. This is one of those when they go low, we go high moments. I'm not always in favor of that. I do believe a little mudslinging here and there by Democrats would do them well. Threats of violence, on the other hand, that's a whole new territory that is 100% off limits. So if you're one of those folks that's out there thinking, you know what, screw this, I'm going to start, don't. Sometimes we do have to rise above the level that those other folks are going to. We don't need to be viewed in the same lens as those Trump supporters. This needs to stop immediately. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.